Hi, welcome to week 5. This is October 4th through 8th. This is the week where Friday of this week we do not have any school because it's a school district teacher workday. So if you're watching this video, it's because you were gone on one of these days, which means I only have all of my classes 2 times this week. So let's go here. So this is what we have for this week. We have some writing prompts and some questions to respond to. We are going to be reading chapter 3 and 4 of Trevor Noah's book because both of them are not that long and we can accomplish that in one class period. You are going to have an assignment that's separate from the Google Slides. It'll be something additional that you turn in. It's called APA Practice, and it's to help us make sure that we're doing formatting for essays correctly. So it's going to be another 5 points. So this week, instead of just 10, you get 15 points, or a chance to earn 15, I should say. On Thursday or Wednesday, depending on what period you have me, we're going to do another community lap around the track. So if you have anything that you want to communicate to me about that in terms of like how your experience went last time and if I can do something to help it be better, let me know. And then we've got a first chapter Friday. So another new thing is that we will be having our first option for honors. This is going to be an extension of what we're already doing. So we're reading Born a Crime, and I decided that if you are pursuing honors credit, you will need to be annotating your notes in addition to doing golden lines and the slides. So that will look like one of two things. Let me see if I think this is the wrong slide. Go over here. Okay. So if you have a physical copy of the book, you are going to be using sticky notes and the colored sticky notes, these tabs over here, to make some notes and annotations. If you have a physical printout of the book every week, you're going to be using highlighters and then writing on the paper itself. So this is the key that I would like you to use. Anything in this color or whatever color you decide, these are the 4 things you need to track. Anything that has to do with Trevor's mom, any golden lines that you find, anything that has to do with like the history of South Africa and apartheid. And then the last one is Trevor's thoughts and perspectives on his life. Like when he's looking back as an adult, what is he thinking about? So an example of how those 2 things might look, if you have the printout, it could be something like this. You're writing on the paper, you're making some underlines, you're highlighting. If you have a physical book, you're going to use these arrows or these colored sticky tabs, and then if you have something you need to write, you could use a sticky note to do that, post-it note. So that's going to be a new thing starting this week. So chapters 1 and 2, don't worry about it because I didn't have that in place, so you don't necessarily need to have those. If you want to go back and do all that, you can, but starting this week, we need to make sure that if you were doing honors credit, you are keeping track of those things. Okay, so we're reading chapter 3. So if you were gone on either Monday or Tuesday, you need to make sure that you read chapter 3 and then the questions that follow. What was it like for Trevor to grow up in a female-dominated environment/family? And then this quote, "The story of Soweto is a story of driveways. It's a hopeful place." In your own words, I want you to describe what Soweto was like for Trevor growing up. So you'll answer those questions. You'll also answer this one about the poop story at the end of chapter 3. It's very funny. Then after reading chapter 3, you are going to watch this video from Brene Brown about empathy, and she's going to talk about what the difference is between empathy and sympathy, and you will have some questions to respond to afterward. So pause this video and watch that one, and then respond to the questions. So the difference between empathy and sympathy. Sympathy drives disconnection. Empathy fuels connection. So empathy is when you're able to actually understand truly what a person is going through. Sympathy is when you try to do that, but there's not really a connection, or you're not making an effort to really understand where the person's coming from. So ways that we can be empathetic are to listen, to try to seek to understand, to be patient, to not assume things, to sometimes just sit in silence if somebody is going through something difficult. And this all kind of ties back to this idea that John Green shared in the video that we watched a couple weeks ago. Reading is always an act of empathy. It's always an imagining of what it's like to be someone else. Okay, so this assignment, you are going to look at the OWL at Purdue to see how they show you how to do APA citing and practice. In high school, for some reason, most English teachers will ask you to do MLA, thinking that when you go to college, that's what they're going to ask you to do. If you decide to go to college, I can almost guarantee you that all of your professors are going to ask for APA for some reason. So I want to help you with that now. So this link is linked in the slides. It's also on Canvas. You're going to look at how they do title pages, abstract page, a reference list, and in-text. The only two things that I'm going to ask you to do in this assignment are the title page and the reference page. So let's go to the OWL at Purdue. So this is the website. If you scroll down, you will see an example. So you need to recreate this on the document that I give you in Canvas, and I'll show you what that looks like. You're going to have the title of the essay, your name, West Salem High School, English 11, Mrs. Albritton, and then the date. You can ignore this one. This is the abstract. I'm not asking you to write it, but it is going to be something that you need to be aware of what it looks like. The abstract is basically a summary of everything that you're going to talk about in the essay. And then the reference list, if you go all the way up here and you go to reference list, basic rules, it'll show you how to do that. Essentially, the reference list is the same thing as works cited. So you type reference list and then you center it and you put it in bold and you will list your sources after. And they will show you how to do that with these links. In-text citations are here. So that's where you're going to look for that. So if we go to Canvas and we go down to week 5, you will see just under the Google Slides, APA formatting and citing. You'll click on that. And it should look something like this. So this is the document you will submit. You'll just go down here, scroll, and you'll do the title page, the name of the essay, your name, the school, all that stuff that is on here. That's where you're going to be recreating it. So we're not writing an essay right now. We're just practicing how to do the format of it because it's going to be helpful for us later on. So that should be the end of day 1, which would either be Monday or Tuesday. This is going to be for my 5th and 6th period only, which will be on Wednesday this week. You're going to answer this question: to what extent is our identity shaped by culture and society, by giving some examples. And then how can empathy change the way we view and interact with others? So 5th and 6th period only. My 4th period, you already did this activity. This is also just for 5th and 6th period because 4th period I already completed it. This is the student path survey. So if you go onto Canvas, you go back to module week 5, you will see this link for my student path. You'll click on it, open this up, and it'll ask you to create an account, and you will do that using your school email. And all you need to do is fill out the survey and then be done with it. This is something that our department head teacher for English is asking all English classes to do, so it should take you about 10 minutes to do that. Okay, this is for the community lap around the track. So if you were absent this day, this is something that you can't really do because you're gone. But the goal for today is to have a new partner, and our new prompt is create a list of the top 5 or 3 things you want to do or experience or accomplish in your life. Things like career goals, having a family, traveling, starting a business. So make it personal to you and just create a list. Okay, what we'll do next is we're going to do our grammar lesson for the week. So this is for everybody. Normally it would only be for a certain class period on a Wednesday, but this week is different. So everybody will be completing this. This week we're going to learn about how to use a semicolon. So you'll watch the video, review these slides, and then you're going to practice with some examples that I have created for you. So you will follow the instructions for that, and then you're going to make your own example. After that, we have reading chapter 4. So the prompts for that are right here. You'll pause after reading the chapter and respond to those prompts. again, if you are gone the day that we do this, then this isn't something that you necessarily will complete on the slides, but you will at least know that that's something that we did. And then this week we have Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard for our first chapter Friday. So this is a fantasy book. If you watch the book trailer, it'll tell you a little bit about the book. So that is week 5 for English 11. If you have questions, please let me know. But that's all I got for you. I'll see you soon.